Hello YouTube family, welcome to my Pilau masterclass. Pilau is one of those dishes that I got popular with among my friends when I started my cooking journey many years ago away from YouTube. If you're new to this channel, please do subscribe and give my video a like as it helps me grow. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much. I'm always glad to have you around. So today we are going to do coastal pilau, pilau la kipwani, pilau la kuchambuka, alongside my pilipili ya kukaanga and my kachumbari. I can't wait to show you what is waiting for you. So welcome and let us cook. Friends, before you add my ingredients and before I start cooking, I want to give two disclaimers. The first one being soy sauce is not used to cook pilau. In fact, I even don't know what you're cooking when you start using soy sauce for cooking pilau. Secondly, it's not the spice that gives the browning color, that is the pilau masala, but how you caramelize your onions. Be using 1 kilo of rice to prepare my pilau recipe, and the rice I use is sunrise basmati. I also need half a kilo of beef, 8 large Irish potatoes chopped, 3 large onions chopped, 6 large tomatoes chopped, 2 tablespoons of pilau masala, and the brand I prefer using is Tropical Heat. I also need 2 tablespoons of salt. I need 1 tablespoon of curry powder, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 1 large carrot chopped, 1 green pepper chopped, 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic and crushed ginger, and for this I have mixed them because I'm going to use them as a mixture. Some cooking oil, 2 liters of water, Royco cubes, and this is quite optional. You can use them or not. We will then move to the ingredients we'll use to make our fried chili paste, which is the perfect condiment for pilau, and this is commonly known as Pilipili ya kukaanga by the coastal natives. So for this I will need 3 large tomatoes, 1 large onion, half a green pepper chopped, 3 green chillies chopped, but you may add more chillies on choice, tomato paste, a teaspoon of this, a teaspoon of pilau masala, a teaspoon of curry powder, salt to taste, and some cooking oil. For my kachumbari, I will need 3 large tomatoes, 2 large onions, half a green pepper, 1 carrot, salt to taste, coriander leaves, and a pinch of citric acid. Those are so many ingredients and I cannot display them in one fitting. I will be displaying them as we move on. All my ingredients are listed in the description box. You can feel free to check them out. So let's get started. The very first step for me is always preparing the onions that I will use for my kachumbari. Ensure your onions are a bit light skinned for kachumbari. Don't use the very dark onions. Then slice them into very thin slices, as thin as they can be. Beautiful circles. After this, add a lot of salt to this. About 2 to 3 tablespoons, and this is not part of the salt that we are using to cook. Just get salt from a different source. Once you have the salt, mix everything as I am doing with your hands, and then add water to this. Once you add your water into this mixture, let it settle for 30 minutes. Then drain the water and rewash your onions. What this does is actually to remove the bitter taste and the bad smell that onion leaves in your mouth after you have kachumbari. So I hope you appreciate learning this life hack. I will just put this aside and soak my rice. This is now my second step. I have soaked my rice, and this will stay in this water until when I need it to cook. I will begin by adding my half a kg of beef to my cooking pots, and to this I will add my tablespoon of salt. I will also add a tablespoon of the garlic and ginger mixture, and I'm going to stir this and top it up with 1.5 liters of water. I am then going to let this cook for about 20 minutes. I will then drain the stock and separate it from the meat, and the stock will be later used for cooking our rice. For my fried chili paste, I am mixing everything together, and I topped this with 4 tablespoons of oil, just as listed. These are my tomatoes, onions. I have a green pepper, green chili, tomato paste, pilau masala, curry powder, salt and oil. I will then bring this to a very light simmering, and if it tends to dry up, I'm going to add water bit by bit until I get a thick and uniform paste. Do cook this under very low heat and keep stirring and adding little water when necessary until we have a very good and thick paste. Once this is done, turn off your heat and store your fried chili. As my pilipili is cooking, I am going to blend my tomatoes, green pepper and carrots that I'll be using to prepare my pilau. And my pilipili is ready, friends. This is so nice. I can't wait for feasting time. So I'm just going to turn off my heat and keep this aside. Minutes later, I have cooked my beef and separated it from the stock. In layman's language, beef stock is commonly known as soup. This stock is very important. It helps your pilau retain the good flavors of the garlic and ginger and the meat. So don't discard this and don't cook your meat to dryness. Let us start the pilau cooking process. I am going to add oil to my pan and a good amount of oil. I'm then going to heat this oil until it is hot enough, and from there I will roast my potatoes. My potatoes are roasted to a beautiful golden brown color, and the reason for frying these potatoes is to ensure when we are cooking pilau, water does not seep in, so the potato just comes out whole like it's baked. We will then start preparing our pilau meat. And to this oil, I will add my 2 tablespoons of pilau masala. And I will first lower my heat to the lowest so that my pilau masala does not overcook. I will follow closely with my meat. Then I will add my 3 large onions. At this point, I'm going to turn up my heat and cook this over maximum heat for 6 to 8 minutes until my onions have a beautiful brown and my meat is dark. So come with me. At 4 minutes, this is what I'm having. For those who use soy sauce, why do you do that? Why can't you follow this easy procedure and get good, authentic pilau? I'm going to cook this for another 2 or so minutes. This is just the right kind of caramelizing that I need, and at this point I'm going to add my garlic and ginger crushed paste, and I'm going to cook this under very low heat. Once you caramelize your onions like this, during the cooking of your pilau, you should not be able to see them as they crush into the food mixture and add to the good taste of pilau. My pieces of meat are also darkened just how I want. So this is going to simmer for 1 minute or so before I add my blended mixture of tomatoes, carrots, and green pepper. You can never go wrong with low heat. You can cook this until you now see your added ingredients are fully cooked. Just the right time to go in with my blended mixture. I'm going to turn up my heat and simmer this for 3 minutes. Into the simmering, I'm adding my curry powder and my salt. I'm going to let this cook for about 2 minutes before adding my tomato paste. Time to add my tomato paste. I will stir everything. At this point, if your pilau mixture is sticking on your pan, it is allowed to add water bit by bit so that you do not have your food burning. So I'm adding a bit of my stock. And then my potatoes. And finally, my washed and drained rice. I'm going to top this up with my stock. At this point, you may choose to add your cubes or not. Just keep turning your pot so that your pilau does not stick, and that is why you really need to use very high quality rice. So you will do this as the pilau simmers until it's ready. So let's get to checking our kachumbari. So for my kachumbari, I have my tomatoes. And one thing I want to say about these tomatoes is that I remove the inner part and clean it thoroughly so that I remain with only the outer skin. Then I chop them into this kind of pieces. And this prevents your kachumbari from rotting very fast. So this one can stay for a very long time, combined with a bit of citric acid. I have put my tomatoes in a bowl, and to this I'm going to add my carrot, nicely grated. And I just want to show you the tool that I'm using to grate my carrot. It's this part of my grater. It gives you such very fine lines of carrot. I'm then going to add my onion that was soaked and cleaned. I'm also going to add my pieces of green pepper. And to this, I'm going to add a very little amount of citric acid. Just that. And I will mix everything together. Once I mix everything, I'm going to foil this and refrigerate it. Ready for use with my pilau. My pilau is just about to begin drying, so I'm going to minimize my heat to the lowest possible and cover my pot to allow for even cooking, more of like baking, until my pilau is just very dry. After 4 minutes, this is what I'm having. So I will turn off my heat and just let this settle in this pot for about 30 minutes. Because this is a granite pot, it is able to dry this pilau very well if you are not using a jiko like me. But if you want your pilau very, very dry, you can spread your pilau on a baking tray and set your oven to 130 degrees for 10 minutes. You will have very dry pilau like that of a jiko. So see you at my serving table after 30 minutes. I'm actually going to cover my pilau and take a walk before coming back to show you how it looks like when I'm serving. And finally, friends, my platter of pilau is ready. I'm serving it with a banana on the side like the natives do it, alongside my pilipili ya kukaanga and my kachumbari. I hope you've learned something new. Please remember to give my video a like. See you in the next video. Bye.